Hi, everyone. My name is Dawn Lemieux. I am an enrolled Chippewa member, and I am a community health worker here at the Next Door Inc. My job has been to support the Native American communities here in the Columbia River Gorge. So throughout the pandemic, my job has been organizing COVID testing events mobily at Native American community areas and food gathering with community partners to distribute them locally throughout the gorge, and also distributing school supplies to Native American youth, and so much more. So today it's my honor to introduce Raymond Estrada, Natives Along the Big River Native American Leadership Coalition member and Celilo member.
Nichmaiski in mi naimuma in mi piep wanishash kutsiatsekin kutwix. Good morning, my people, my friends and relatives. My Indian name is Kutsiatsekin Kutwix. My English name is Raymond Estrada, and I'm a community member of Celilo Village. My community, before COVID, we've always been a strong community. We've always been able to take care of ourselves, not rely on anybody but ourselves, to be self-sufficient. You know, everything we've done here, we've done for ourselves without community support, without tribal support. I consider my community to be strong and humble. So that's my community. COVID's had a big personal impact on our community. One of our leaders that took care of this building and was a big part of advocating for our new homes and our new longhouse, he left us in April due to COVID. So it had a big impact on our family, in our community, our village. A lot of anger, a lot of fear from our community members. It was really hard to come out the other side or to see that there was going to be another side of it. And just the way we practice things changed. Even the way we took care of our loved one, we felt like we were cheated from our own religion, our own way of life, our own tribes telling us that we can't take care of our loved ones or practice our ways because of the coronavirus, you know, and it's had a huge impact on our hearts. It's had a huge impact on our spiritual well-being. And that's something that our leadership here has said, regardless of what anybody says, we're going to carry on as Indian people like we always have. And so it's had a huge impact on even our children. They don't understand why they can't play with one another when they've all lived here together as a community. They don't understand why they can't go to school like normal, and you know, why they can't go gather, why they can't celebrate the foods that we celebrate every year. You know, that's just things that are everyday life to them that are special to older people and elders and that are important in our religion. We're not allowed to do any of that. Our children aren't allowed to learn, and it's scary. We were always taught to keep your children active in the community and active in the culture, because otherwise they'll be outside the door doing something that they're not supposed to be doing. And so it's been a big difference to us. It's changed how we would live our daily life as Indian people. As a community, we've had a lot of struggles. We've had struggles, I think, that are different. Everybody has different struggles, but in our community, it's, you know, before the coronavirus, we already had a lack of employment, a lack of opportunity for an employment, a lack of adequate housing. You know, that we have families here that live 14 plus in a 2-3 bedroom home, and the hardships have flown in like no tomorrow. Lack of food, lack of resources. The community partners that Celilo works with for a long time couldn't deliver to Slilo because they were out of Portland because of the virus, and people unable to go to work, unable to pay their light bills. We also had an incident here where we were unable to drink our water for a few months or a while, and so there's been a huge impact. So, like I said earlier, that one of our big struggles is not being able to be Indian people, not being able to do the things that we take for granted. We took for granted, and now we can't do them. All the your hardships that has to do with money and food and stuff like that will go away. They'll get better. But the things that we've had to sacrifice personally, the rules we live by, unwritten law, it's really changed us. It's changed us as a people. It's impacted us a big amount, and you can tell in the personalities of our elders and our leadership that things aren't the same, and it's going to take a while for them to get back that way. My grandmother always taught us. My grandfather was our chief here in the village before he passed away, and our grandmother was like our matriarch. She was the leader of our family. And our chief now, he reminded us of her words that no matter what, we're here for one another, and nothing can change that. And that was the light and the words that we needed to hear from our leadership, is that no matter what, we were going to be here for one another. And he showed us that resilience by being here for us, by teaching us that we're important. And our very young chief has been carrying on and making sure that we know we're loved and we're taken care of and we're looked after here and we're okay. So I think that's our biggest strength and our biggest show of resilience, is that, we'll keep going, we'll move forward. We can't do nothing about what happened in our past. We just got to get through the other side and come out. And so I know the value that the Next Door carries, and the love and care that they've shown to my community has been amazing. I mean, at the beginning, we were all financially struggling through things, and the Next Door was able to help so many families put smiles on their faces, not just once, but twice. A personal story, I was concerned for my cousin-in-law who lost her husband, and her family, her and her many children that they raised. They weren't going. They didn't know if they were going to make it. We didn't know if they were going to make it. They've been trying to carry on and move forward, but a loss of a whole income, a head of household income, it really impacted them. And the Next Door came through for them and got them funding to help them survive, to help them have a little bit of relax. She got to take her kids to go do something recreational and fun to get out of the mindset of, we lost somebody. And so, I mean, that's what the Next Door did for her, and what they do for our community is immeasurable. I mean, they do so much for everybody. I know that personally, but our community, we're still here because of the support that they give us.
Hi, my name is Chrissy Wrights. 18 years ago, my husband and I moved to Hood River and started a family. As my kids began to grow, I was looking for a way to engage with my community. I found the Next Door and the board for the New Parent Services. I was a neonatal intensive care nurse in Portland, and New Parent Services allowed me to continue to work with children and families and help new parents as they started the amazing journey of parenthood. The Next Door has been a part of my life ever since, and I just have enjoyed so much watching the different programs grow and expand and really encompass everything that makes Hood River and the Gorge so very special. The stories that you just heard from NABR Native American leaders, Karen and Ray, illustrate how the Next Door has continued to spread and serve more and more communities. These stories help illustrate how the Next Door is supporting the community members of Celilo Village. My family and I have continued to support the Next Door because they recognize and celebrate the diversity that makes up our Gorge communities. They realize that one program doesn't fit everybody, and so they've expanded to continue to help local people and empower them to help themselves. Because the Next Door is local and it employs people from our communities, they are able to adapt to the changing situations that arise in our world. When COVID-19 hit, it was very easy to go to those people, send them into their communities, and then come back with what the needs of the community was. And then they adapt their programs to meet that need at that time. One thing that I think is really special about the Next Door is that the employees that work there reflect the communities that we have in the Gorge. They have firsthand knowledge of the community that they serve, celebrating the diversity, acknowledging the complexities of the different cultures and the norms that govern them. We don't live in isolation. And when we support one person, that actually supports many other people. And eventually that supports our entire community. It supports the Gorge, it supports the people that live here, it supports the people that raise their families here. And the best way for us to support the Next Door is to become sustaining donors. That means that you can go to the nextdoorinc.org/donate and you can sign up that every month an amount of money will come out of your checking account. You don't have to worry about it. But what that allows the Next Door to do is to have a constant stream of money coming in so that they know who they can serve. They can know how much they can give back to the community, and they can continue to empower people to help themselves. Thank you for watching our stories. Thank you for those that already make donations to the Next Door. Any amount helps, and I really encourage you, if you are an annual donor, become a sustaining monthly donor. It makes it easier on you, and it gives the Next Door money that they can rely on. Thank you so much.